YouTubers. I am actually doing another video in 2019. Thank you for sticking with me. I've got several more to come, especially on this Fuji X-T3. I love this thing. If you purchased it, I would imagine you really dig it as well. I have discovered though that there is one crucial thing missing for me, and as well one major bug to it that I've never encountered before. If you were like me, you may have purchased this because for an APS-C camera, it's phenomenal. It's incredible at filming, it's incredible at shooting. It's just an overall great camera in a great compact size, and you know, the build quality is excellent. I love the camera. Coming from Canon, I will tell you, it took me a while to figure out how, you know, aperture priority worked and how shutter priority worked. It does take a bit of figuring out if you're coming from another system. But let me get to what the major thing is that's missing for me, and that is object tracking. Now, this does have face and eye detection tracking, which works really good. In fact, I've just upgraded it to the 3.0 version, which is better than the previous version, and so it does have that functionality, which is phenomenal. But the Canon M6, which is a very inexpensive camera nowadays that I'm actually filming on at the moment, has object tracking, and it's just such a nice feature that I've gotten used to, where you can track anything, it just doesn't matter. And I'm not sure why they haven't incorporated that into this, being it has active tracking. And what's also interesting too is that when you're taking photos, you can click on something and it will track that. You know, as you hold down the shutter until you fully press the shutter, it tracks the object. So the capabilities are all there, but they've only designated it towards facial and eye detection. And again, I don't want to take anything away from that. It's phenomenal, it's great. But I'll give you an example of where this was a bit frustrating for me. And that's where in my day-to-day job, I was doing some filming and I had, you know, kind of an object down on a table, and I had the talent grab the object and then walk through the scene. Now, when you've got it on face detection, the bummer is that you can't click on anything else for it to initially focus on. So the object, for example, on the table, I really wanted to focus on that first, and then as they walk through the frame, have it focus on them. But I couldn't accomplish that because you're stuck. You know, either you've got it off or you've got it on. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that Fuji sees maybe videos like this and some other feedback from customers. Hey, you've got facial and eye detection, autofocus. Why don't you just add objects? It would be so appreciated. So Fuji, keep the fingers crossed. Please add that. So anyways, on to the bug, which is super bizarre. I researched this and researched this since I bought the camera, and I did discover that online other people have expressed that this is a bug that they've experienced, and I'm not sure why Fuji has not picked up on that and fixed it. But the issue is that on the back, you know, you've got several programmable buttons all over the camera, but there's one specific for auto exposure and there's one specific for autofocus. Now, what's so weird is when you click on the auto exposure, it locks the focus too. And there's even a section in the menu where you can make it so that it's only exposure that it locks. There's an option to lock both, but I've taken that off. I've also gone through every other menu item to see if there was any other magical thing that I've missed. In fact, I've actually programmed multiple button scenarios to try and see if I can just get it to work at all, because it's the most frustrating thing, being that you can't use aperture priority or, you know, shutter priority. I mean, you can when you're filming, but if you want to lock the exposure, you're now stuck with locking the focus as well. Basically, you just can't, you know, move anywhere on the screen. The joystick doesn't work, the tapping on the screen doesn't work. It's really quite unfortunate and weird, being that this camera is designed around flexibility of functionality. I don't know why they haven't fixed this particular bug. I was really hoping in this new firmware update, the 3.0, which by the way is as of April 2019, would have fixed the problem, but it has not. So if you're looking to the Fuji X-T3 or you've had similar issues, well, it's now been confirmed for you that it is a pretty big, massive bug in there, and ultimately you have to switch over to manual for all your exposure settings so that then you still have control and functionality of the focus. I will be doing more videos on this. I, again, love this camera. The dials are, it brings a whole new feeling to doing photography and video again. it makes it so much more enjoyable than, unfortunately, the Canon I'm shooting on right now is just more generic and not as intuitive, and I don't know, it's just it's not the same feeling when you're using it. I hope this helped you guys out. I will be having more videos coming soon. If you got any questions, comments, leave them below as always. All right, I will see you. Bye.